What are you gawking at? What did you think, huh? That I was gonna roll over and die from an attack like that?
Needles! No! I hate needles! Get me out of here!
Heavily prison battle arena. At this moment, we see Bardock and Goku facing each other, just looking at each other. By irony of destiny, Goku faced his father, the great Saiyan Bardock, the one he had never seen. But when he looked, he managed to recognize him. In contrast, we see Bardock, a warrior Saiyan, looking at his son a long time ago sent to planet Earth so that he could survive. All around is silent. The people watching excitedly are just watching. Countless prisoners, god, guardians, angels, beings from different universes were watching this battle. At this moment, we see a cell where the warriors who would fight could watch, and Vegeta, who was watching, can't believe what he's seeing. Leaning against the railings, Vegeta says, "No, it can't be. That's Bardock, Kakarot's father. I thought he was long dead. But what is he doing in this place?" Wolf approaches Vegeta and asks, "Dude, what is that? Goku got so weird all of a sudden, you know that person?" Vegeta keeps looking and just says, "That's Bardock, Kakarot's father." Vegeta looks at Beerus, who is sitting with his head down, and says, "Lord Beerus, did you know that guy was there?" Beerus looks at Vegeta and says nothing. Beerus remains serious, just looking at the floor. Returning to the arena, Bardock starts to approach Goku, and at this point he says, "Kakarot, you have grown a lot, and it's incredibly powerful. The last time I saw you, you were this size." He says this while showing with his hand how big Goku was. At this point, Goku lowers his head and says nothing. Bardock continues to approach and Goku says, "Look, my name is Goku." I understand. So if your name is Goku, right? So then, Kakarot or Goku, what do you think about finishing our fight? "My name is Goku and that's all!" Bardock looks at him and he continues to speak. And Goku completes saying, "I don't hate you or anything. In fact, I appreciate you sending me to Earth. Amazing friends, built a family, and advice that made me very happy. I confess that I'm not the Goku you think I am. I'm still your son." Hey, how's it going? Just here to remind you to click the like button, subscribe here to the channel so you don't miss any videos, and stay well inside our entire universe of Dragon Ball. Let's go back to what matters. And of course, let's finish our fight. Goku walks forward slowly, and Bardock smiles and also walks towards him. Bardock starts to say, "You know, Kakarot, Goku, I've been here for a while. They brought me here for time-space violation or something. But I don't really know how to explain it, but one thing I know, it will be amazing to see how strong my son is." After saying that, Bardock jumps towards Goku, hitting him with a punch that collides with Goku's fists. Goku ducks and spins, punching upwards. Bardock ducks and shoots an underhand kick, trying to hit Goku's legs. Bardock dodges and turns two mortal backwards, escaping the blow. Goku looks and smiles. The people who watched return to scream with excitement. Next to a seat, we see several beings making bets. Who will be the strongest? The two Saiyans enter into an intense sequence of attacks, but one cannot reach the other. Bardock starts throwing countless punches in the direction of Goku, who dodges or blocks. Goku throws punches, Bardock bends down, turns and attacks. Both have incredible powers. Everyone watching feels enraptured. Vegeta can't believe what he's seen. His eyes starts to tremble and he says, "Damn it, Kakarot, how far your skills can go!" He takes a deep breath and observes and starts to say, "Seeing you fight like this makes me even more excited to finish you off." Goku dodges Bardock's punches, which ducks, punching in the ground, which breaks, causing several stones to fly upwards. Goku holds a huge sword and holds it like a staff, delivering a blow with all his strength that directly hits Bardock, who defends with his arms. The piece of the arena breaks into hundreds of pieces. Bardock sees the pieces passing close his face, and when he looks away, he sees Goku's fist coming towards his face. Bardock then says, Kakarot, don't think I let my guard down. The fight has barely started. Bardock dodges his face to the side and lands a knee on the belly of Goku, who ducks. Bardock puts both hands together and strikes down, hitting Goku's back, who falls to the ground, creating a monstrous impact. The prison director looking at this is admired. The narrator of the fight swallows dry the saliva in his mouth, and holding the microphone is simply impressed with the skills of the two Saiyans. Bardock with experience and his impressive powers, and Goku with the skill and will to fight. Sweat runs down the face of the narrator, who tries to say a few words but can't. Goku lands a kick to Bardock's chin that stuns him and takes a step back, but quickly recovers, returning the blow with a powerful punch that lands in Goku's face. The two are already exhausted. Goku can't use any of his transformations there, and Bardock can't shoot his blast keys. The two start to get exhausted, but neither one gives up the battle. Several gods who watch the fight feel excited and hardly know who to root for. It's the most epic battle I've ever seen, said Hazasmut, an old god who was already retired. Beside him, several other spectators were gapping. Some shouted the name of Goku and others shouted for Bardock, who would win this confrontation. Bardock hits a left hook in the face of Goku, who resists and returns with a punch coming from above. The two saw a backflip, but soon after, they ran towards each other, making their fists collide. Both are already exhausted. They begin to pant, each on one side of the arena, looking at each other, trying to find a gap. Their clothes are torn and their bodies full of bruises and bruises. Parts of the arena had already been destroyed, leaving only a gigantic hole in the middle of it. Bardock has a memory of seeing Goku facing Frieza and remembering that, he says out loud, "Hey Kakarot, you did it, didn't you? You beat Frieza." Goku is almost out of strength to answer, but manages to say in a tired and breathless voice with a strong and accelerated breathing, "Yeah, I've beaten him a few times, but now, I just need to defeat you." The two run towards each other. The two land a punch on each other's face. Goku's eyes are already purple and Bardock's are too. Goku says, "You're horrible, Dad!" And Bardock says, "I just started having fun, Kakarot." Goku continues to land several punches and attacks, and Bardock says in his thoughts, "Kakarot, you are amazing. Your fighting skills, your strength, your speed, and everything far superior to mine. Even with all my experience and training, you surpassed me a long time ago. If we weren't limited, trapped here without being able to fire a ki or use transformation, I'm sure I wouldn't stand a chance. But everything is fine. I'm having fun. You can come, Kakarot. Come! Show me how strong you've grown, kid!" Goku continues to strike until he jumps back and Bardock does the same. And once again, the two are facing each other, breathing and trying to gain time. They keep looking at each other's eyes and trying to figure out a way to attack and defend themselves at the same time, but they don't find any gaps. Bardock says to a panting Goku, "Hey Kakarot, you are awesome. You must have trained a lot, right?" "I had good fights and trained a lot, and you're also very strong. I'm really excited." Bardock goes on to say, "We'll keep on fighting until we run out of strength. We don't have many options, do we?" Goku responds, "Yes, this fight is incredible. There's not much left, but I can continue." At this moment, Vegeta observes and says, "How far will they go? How much they will fight? Those bastards are thinking they are the strongest Saiyans and... How pathetic. Why don't you leave the right away so I can show you what a real fight is?" At this moment, Goku and Bardock are still exchanging punches. They move away from each other. Bardock says, Kakarot, I think my energy has run out. Do you still intend to continue? Goku responds, looks like there's not much left for me either. Bardock responds, what do you think about ending in the next blow? What do you think about ending this in the next blow? Come on then, Dad! The two run towards each other. And the two throw a punch at the same time. Goku hits Bardock's face and Bardock hits Goku's face. The blood of both runs down their faces and their legs begin to wobble. The two fall. However, Goku remains on his knees a second later and falls, thus being the winner. Goku reaches out his hand and touches his father's chest and says, this fight was incredible. Thanks, Father. Goku is on the ground looking at Bardock, who had his energy depleted and ended up hanging unconscious. So Masked God approached and removed the two from the arena, taking them to a doctor. On the way, the prison warden approaches Goku and says, that was an amazing fight, kiddo. Keep it up, and who knows, maybe you won't make it somewhere. Although maybe it was just a matter of luck. Goku says, soon I'll leave here. It doesn't matter who I have to face. The director just laughs and goes back to finish the fights. The wreckage of the arena is cleared and the arena is quickly repaired for the next fight while Goku and Bardock are in an ephemery. Vegeta, Beerus, and Wolf are just watching the other fights while Goku and Bardock recover. Some time passes. Bardock already feels better and recovering from his injuries. Goku is also ready for another one. At this moment, the two begin to talk. Bardock says, Kakarot, you grew up very powerful. Goku responds, I've been through a lot, but I'm still not strong enough. I still want to get more powerful. Bardock says, you're incredible, because you still want to get stronger. You are incredible. Why do you want to get stronger? I can't say why, but I want to get stronger. Bardock smiles as he looks at Goku with a proud son look. Goku extends his hand towards Bardock and says, you're also pretty strong. I thought it was amazing fighting you. Bardock shakes Goku's hand and the two smile. So Goku says, shall we go back? I think Vegeta has already started fighting him, and a Saiyan like us, I think you'll like to see him. Bardock responds, so Prince Vegeta is still alive, right? Well, let's see how he does. The two head towards the arena. In the arena, Vegeta's fight hasn't started yet, but it's about to begin. Vegeta is in the middle of the arena and will face a great warrior known to be an ancient god of destruction. Vegeta is not very excited, but he's furious. Bardock and Goku arrive at the cell where the prisoners can watch. They approach the bars and begin to observe. The narrator, with a microphone in his hand, says it out loud. Ladies and gentlemen, the next fight will begin. On one side, the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta, an incredibly skilled and strong warrior. And on the other side, an ancient god of destruction, known to have fallen to the exile and forfeited the right to be a deity. The fallen god, the coldest is Troublesome's destroyer Hades. The coldest and Troublesome's destroyer Hades. The two warriors enter the arena and face each other. The narrator asks, are you ready? And then it starts counting 3, 2, no. And then they start counting 3, 2, 1, begin! Vegeta goes on top of the god, who doesn't give a chance and already holds Vegeta by the neck, hitting him on the ground that breaks. The audience goes crazy and starts screaming, Hades! 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 Then the ancient god spins Vegeta and throws him up in the air, jumping and kneeing the Saiyan who spits blood. Vegeta says in release, but what an absurd strength, this guy's a freak! Hades clapped his hands together and slammed downwards, throwing Vegeta to the ground. At this moment, Vegeta hits his back and almost becomes unconscious. And he looks at the side. At that moment, he sees Goku, Bardock, and Wolf, and Beerus watching their fight. And then Vegeta says, It looks like I'm going to let this bastard defeat me. Vegeta grabs Hades' leg. that was coming towards him and lands an elbow on his opponent's knee. An agonizing sound is created by feeling the bones collide. Everyone assumes that Hades' leg was broken though. Vegeta, who falls to the ground in pain as his elbow has been shattered by the impact. Wolf looks at Goku and says, "That guy, besides being strong, has an indestructible body. It was Vegeta's mistake to try to break his bone like that." Vegeta, with sweat pouring down his forehead, can't find any gaps. Hades starts approaching with heavy and slow steps towards Vegeta, who takes a deep breath and says, "Oh good, I just need to concentrate." Vegeta concentrates all his breathing and feels his strength being spread throughout his body. Vegeta opens his eyes and says, "Let's go." With the remaining arm, Vegeta strikes. Hades returns the attack and fists collide. The two begin to launch a sequence of attacks, blocking and striking each other. Everyone watching is screaming and applauding. The stakes are rising. The prison warden who was watching through a window says, "That's it! This will be the best edition of all this event!" Vegeta headbutts Hades in his face. Hades' bloods run down his face and Vegeta smiles and says, "Looks like I can't hurt you, you insect!" Blood drips covering Hades' eyes, who becomes furious and starts screaming, "Ah! Damn it! Who do you think you are?" Vegeta lands a punch in the opponent's chest that makes him dizzy and goes back. But Hades is extremely powerful and doesn't let himself be shaken. He starts throwing an incredibly powerful punch towards Vegeta, who dodges from side to side until Hades ducks and lands a sweeping sweep, causing Vegeta to fall. Hades throws several punches trying to hit Vegeta's face, however. All of them hit the ground. They are left with holes. Vegeta says, "You can be very strong, but you're just a dumb brawler who doesn't know how to fight." Hades is furious and tries to step on Vegeta, who grabs his leg and spins his body to the side, passing over him like a steamroller. Widening his body in this way, a horrible sound of scream and bones breaking sound is released. Vegeta managed to break his opponent's leg. Hades now feels the pain of having nearly every bone in his leg shattered. Vegeta, with panting breath, gets up slowly and says, "I finally managed to find a weakness on this idiot. You're not very smart. You're only strong when you concentrate your strength on some parts of your body, so that region is indestructible and incredibly strong. But if I hold you and you try to attack me, the part I hold will be vulnerable, because you will try to hit me." Everyone watches in disbelief. Vegeta is confident, but Hades gets up and uses only one leg to stand. Does his attack pose, and Vegeta gets angry and says, "So you still want to catch up?" Hades responds, "You're nothing, you trash!" Vegeta goes up, but Hades holds his leg and starts hitting several punches on Vegeta, who starts spitting blood. Hades holds the Saiyan by the hair and drags his face to the arena floor. Everyone starts screaming and Hades says, "My congratulations for breaking my leg, but I don't need them to kill you!" Vegeta then raises his hand and grabs Hades' rib just under his arm and squeezes with all his might. You can see the blood appearing at the site. Vegeta manages to grab his opponent's bone, and then Vegeta spins him to the side, throwing it up, then hitting him on the ground without breaking his rib. At this moment, Vegeta looks at Goku and Goku looks at Vegeta. Vegeta says, "Kakarot, soon is your turn!" Vegeta starts throwing countless punches, hitting various parts of Hades' body. But sometime later, Hades holds Vegeta's fists and says, "You're finished!" At that time, Hades hits a punch on Vegeta's neck, making him speechless. Vegeta dizzy and goes back, and Hades lands several blows on him. Vegeta sees everything blurry and starts to fall, but he looks at Goku and remembers his goal before falling. He sees his fist and delivers his most powerful punch, hitting Hades' chin, who falls to the other side. Both fall almost at the same time, but the winner is Vegeta, that even victorious had numerous broken ribs with his arm all bruised and his elbow shattered. Vegeta stays on the ground waiting for the guards to pick him up with a stretcher. The narrator screams, "And the winner is Vegeta, the Saiyan Warrior!" everyone screams Vegeta's names non-stop. And at that moment, Vegeta smiles. Some time passes after Vegeta's victory in his match, a fight in which he had more difficulties than expected. At this point, other fights have already happened, but the arena was in need of repair, so the organizers and the prison director decided that the next battle would take place in the next day. However, the time the prisoners will not go back to their cells, the prisoners will have a moment of recreation so that they can be distracted and regain energy or prepare for the next fights. The watching audience containing beings from all universes are waiting in luxury accommodations, where they can make the most of it while they wait for the necessary time for the tournament to continue. At that moment, we can see Goku and Wolf among several prisoners in a huge space covered by vegetation, including an artificial lake, where they can enjoy and take a little break. Goku is talking with Wolf's fight, which had been too fast. And then Goku says, "Dude, you're incredible! Your fight was very fast! You won without difficulties, you are cute! Dude, you're incredible! Your fight was very fast, you won without difficulties!" Wolf answers, "Thanks, man. You are amazing too, actually. Your fight against that guy with the spiky hair, just like yours, was amazing. I heard he's your father relative, isn't he?" "Yeah, he's my father. Although I didn't know him very well." After saying that, Goku is crestfallen just looking at the ground. Wolf says, "Come on, brother, cheer up, let's go." Goku responds, "And we can't give up on that. There are still incredible opponents for us to fight." Goku then starts thinking and asks, "Wolf, what happens to those who are defeated?" Wolf says, "Well, they're taken to their cells where they stay as they were before, and nothing changes for them." Goku says, "I understand." At this moment, we can see Bardock's cell, who's thoughtfully sitting on top of his bed. And in thoughts, he says, "Looks like I really lost. And the funniest thing is that it was my own son. But there's no problem. I'll be out of here soon. I'm sure of that." Sometime later, the battles will start again. It's Beerus' turn to enter the combat. This still won't be the fight he was hoping for, but everyone gets the news that one of the most powerful gods will watch this part of the tournament, and everyone is extremely anxious. The battles are about to begin. The arena is once again becoming mobbed by viewers eager for combat, and everyone is talking about the previous fights. The prison warden is waiting for everyone to come in to watch. Everyone settles in and starts to cheer, cheering applauses coming from all around. The audience is incredibly excited waiting. And in the center of the arena descends a platform with a narrator holding his microphone saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the confrontation between the strongest prisoners of all the multiverse." The narrator is interrupted by a gigantic explosion that happens, causing the bleachers to collapse with a bang so loud that it shakes the entire prison. In that instant, it is possible to see a crack from above their heads. And in a few moments, pieces of the ceiling begin to fall, causing as soon as a hole is opened on the ceiling above. We see a gigantic object. Everyone is amazed at what they see. Guards run from one side to the other with weapons pointed upwards as the prisoners do not believe what is happening. A small orb comes out of a hole, and the gigantic spaceship and a small being wearing angel clothes comes out of it and begins to say, Gentlemen, guards, lower your weapons. That didn't work here, but we've disabled any and all technology in this place. Your weapons won't do any good." The prison warden shouts, "What's going on here? Who are you?" And that unknown being continues to speak. "Well, let's say you soon know who we are. I'll explain soon. But first, I would like to say, all energy retention barriers were also deactivated, so this is your chance. Let's go, use your powers and run away." The prison director does not believe what is happening and screams, "But what do you think you're doing?" And when he gets excited, he raises his hand towards the being, who looks at him and says, "I already told you to shut up or I'll make you disappear." The prison warden is silent, and the prisoners do not try to escape, as most want to know what is going on there. That being with the appearance of an angel then says, "I see that for the time being you have not attempted an escape. Well, I will continue to explain. I'm just a humble servant, and I come here to free a specific being after all. My master wants to meet him. My master is known as Haki. Everyone falls silent after hearing that name. Some swallow their saliva and feel the sweat trickle down their faces. Others feel terrified and start shaking, and you can hear some murmurs saying, "How's that possible? He had already died or disappeared. What does he want here?" At this moment, then Goku approaches Beerus, who is completely scared, and says, "Mr. Beerus, who is this Haki guy? What's going on here?" Beerus then responds, "Haki, the first god of destruction. He's so powerful that even the great Zeno-sama could not defeat him. He has gigantic power, and that's why he was exiled, because he had an evil soul and was an uncontrollable deity. The primordial gods had to defeat him to protect the great Zeno. It's been done for billions of years. At least, it's what everyone thought. It's not possible. It's not possible that he's here. What is the purpose of this?" At this moment, that angelic figure approaches the ground and says, "We are looking for the prisoner known as Region. My master wants him fearlessly." At this moment, Beerus gets extremely furious and says, "I can't allow someone to finish him off like that." Beerus clenches his fists, his energy starts to glow, his eyes become enraged, and Goku asks, "Mr. Beerus, what's going on?" Beerus angrily says, "The person I'm looking for, the person I came here to face is this guy. This damn Region, I need to destroy him, and I won't let anyone else kill him." Goku says, "What do you intend to do, Lord Beerus?" And Beerus doesn't say anything, just watches. Region emerges from the crowd and says, "I've heard a lot about this master of yours. I thought he was long dead. So does that mean he came to me?" "And he disabled everything in this place that made me unable to use all my powers? I think he's kinda dumb, don't you think?" At this moment, Region approaches the corner of the arena. Beerus looks at him and Faust is extremely furious, barely able to contain himself. The angel who is there making the announcement then bows. He lowers his head and says, "I present to you the supreme god of the universe, Haki, the first destroyer, the annihilator of universes, the priceless and magnificent being, the most powerful that ever existed." At that moment, another orb begins to descend from the ship, and a being dressed as a god of destruction approaches. And as he approached, everyone fell silent with wide eyes. But Region didn't seem to fear him, and facing the oldest god of destruction that ever existed, Region says, "Oh, look at you. You don't even look that old. I think being a deity has its advantage, doesn't it?" Meanwhile, he's approaching with slow steps as he goes on to say, "What do you want from me? I can know before I tear you to pieces." And then Haki says, "I learned that you are responsible for annihilating the destruction cats. You knew I wanted to get rid of that scum, and I can't let someone like you take the lead in matters that concern no one but me." Region then says, But this nonsense has been going on for so long. I just wanted to see if they were extremely powerful, but they were nothing more than insignificant rubbish." Haki has something different, an imposing stance, and a fearsome presence. At this moment, Haki says, "It was my business and mine alone." To be continued. What is Haki, the first god of destruction, going to do now? Regardless of what it is more than important that you already expose it here in your comments so that we can enter into the crazy debate. Click the like button, subscribe here to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss any videos. And that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.